Hey everybody, it's Lyssa. Welcome to our Wednesday noon Central Time live stamping together. I'm delighted you could make it today or maybe catch the replay. Let me know if you watched it live or are catching the replay. Yeah, so we have an exciting card today. I've called it the Easy Extra Add-on because it's a fancy fold, but it literally would be a normal card if it didn't have this one little add-on, right? So you can take any normal card and turn it into a fancy fold with this one little add-on piece that I'm going to show you how to do today. Super easy, but it looks so impressive. And literally you don't have to remember any measurements or any scores. All you need to know how is just to make the basic card, right? And then this little extra piece can be added to any type of card, even cards that you already did, and maybe they were good cards but not spectacular. You can go back and add this easy add-on to make it a fancy fold, and then it's a wow card, right? Okay, so first things first, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, have been for almost 20 years now, and you can purchase any of the products you see today at lyssa.stampinup.net. That's lyssa.stampinup.net. And my blog where I post all of my projects, not just the ones that are good enough to share on Facebook, is called embellishwithlyssa.com. And I actually have a studio, a physical studio in downtown historic Watertown, Wisconsin. So come and visit me sometime, huh? Come see Embellish. Today we are using papers from the internet. So they're on the, oh no, they're in here. Hang on, let me look. Now I'm confused. We have so many cool products online now that sometimes I cannot remember if it's in the catalog or if it's an online item. I think it is in the catalog. Ah, yes, okay. I forgot. So these papers come from the Thoughtful Journey collection, which is on page 47 if you have our newest catalog that looks like this. So page 47 it's in a whole suite of coordinating products, but today I'm just using the paper out of it. And love, love, love those colors together. Isn't it gorgeous? And then the stamp set that I'm using is on page 131. And it's the page about how to use our blending alcohol markers. And it's a little tiny thumbnail stamp set that you can see full online, and it's called Beside Me. And this is the dad version, and then there's also a mom version called Always With Me. So I think I have to have both, don't you? But today we're going to use the dad version called Beside Me. So let me know if you need a catalog. I'd be more than happy to mail you one. It's hard to shop without a store, right? So let me know if you want one. Okay, so to the card. Like I said, it takes a normal, ordinary, everyday card base. So this is your normal sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, chopped in half, scored in the middle, and folded in half to form your ordinary card, right? And then it also takes one little extra piece. The cool thing about this is a piece that is the lower half of one front of the card. Isn't that great? So no extra measurements needed here. You could get 8 of these out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11, and that's your piece. So you don't even have to hardly remember that measurement, but if you want it, here it is. This is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then the only magic trick here is whatever paper you are going to put on this little panel, that's how wide you want the piece to be. So you measure your piece. This is 2 inches. So if I wanted to have a nice border around it, I need 2 1/4 inches. And then you need another 1/2 inch to be your fold that will go around to the back side of the card. Okay? So whatever size your pattern paper is, and it can be a lot bigger too. It can come out here. It can go all the way across if you want. Just measure the pattern paper first, add a 1/4 inch for this nice border around it, and then add a 1/2 inch for your flap. Okay, but like I said, mine is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. scored at 2 1/4 so that it's the right size for my paper. Okay. All right, let's get going. So here's that paper, and I'm kicking myself because I cut it all up, but I want you to see how it used to be a 6x6 sheet, and it's been trimmed down to a 4-inch piece here, which leaves me with a 2-inch piece, and then it's 5 1/4 this way, so it will fit on the front of our card, 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so that left me with a long skinny strip and then a little rectangle here, which you can use on another card, you can put on the envelope, you can put on the inside, but I've repurposed all of them already, so I can't even show you what I did with those. But I'm thrifty, what can I say? I can't just throw away paper. Look at the back too, isn't that pretty? It's a little more abstract on the back than it is on the front. That paper pack Thoughtful Journey is just so gorgeous. There are some talented artists that work at Stampin' Up. Whoops. The reason I used liquid glue was so that I could move it around after I put it down, but it seems to have dried super fast today. There we go. That's a little straighter. So I've got my pattern paper glued to my ordinary card base, and now I'm going to take the little 2-inch leftover strip, and it was cut down to 4 inches, and that'll go on our extra panel. Isn't this easy? I can't wait to jazz up some of the cards that I was kind of like, it's okay, you know, it'll do, and then I never end up giving them out because it just isn't that great of a card, you know. So I can't wait to go back and see how I could add this easy add-on panel to make my card a little bit fancier. All right, now here's where you can get fancy, or you can do it the way I did. I just glued my flap part to the back of my card, but it would be even fancier if I glued it to the inside back of the card, where it will be covered by our white piece that we're going to write on. Right? That would look a little more clean and professional if I did that. So let's do that. So that means the glue is on the side with the pattern paper. And I'm just going to line up that score line with the edge of my card on the inside and glue it to the inside back. Okay. That just really nicely hides the fact that that's an actual extra piece we glued on, right? It's not cut into the card or anything. It's just super easy. Oh, I shouldn't glue this down before we stamp on it, but too late now. So this is just a piece of white 4 by 5 1/4. Cut to fit the inside, and that's what we'll be doing our writing on. So now we've got our outside. Very cool. Isn't that fun? So easy. You can move this up or down. You can shorten that if you want. You can, like I said, make it bigger. The sky is the limit with this easy add-on flap fancy fold. So I'm going to decorate the inside a little bit. I just hate to see blank walls, right? With nothing on them. So I took a piece of the denim fabric, or denim printed paper from the Country Lace papers, and just put that denim in there to kind of play up. This is a boy card, right? It's summertime, and that just added some interest to that panel. You could stamp on that, you could add, you know how to jazz it up, right? And then I also had just a scrap, a 2-inch wide scrap of Country Woods papers that I'm just going to put on that back side there. Now on my sample, I put the sentiment there. You can also stamp the sentiment in the middle or put the sentiment over here, whatever floats your boat, right? Okay, let's do a little stamping. That's really all there is to the fancy fold part. That really, truly is all there is to it. So if you're in a hurry, you can stop watching now. But I hope you enjoyed the idea, and I hope you stay and stamp with me. So I'm going to stamp one of the images from the, oh, it was a good job of stamping it crooked there. From the Beside Me stamp set. I chose the dad or the grandpa fishing with the little kids. And then I stamped that in Basic Beige, which is a new color from Stampin' Up. Love that. Who would have thought that I'd be so in love with beige? Very unusual, I tell you. I'm not a beige person. My house is not beige. I guess my car is kind of beige. It's more champagne-y. And then I'm just adding a few spatters because I like the weathered look of spattering. Let's see, I did it on here too. I'm trying to think of where I had some down there, maybe some up here. Ah! There we go. Yeah, but I used beige, and then this was boho blue to just add a little bit of spatter. Then we need to add our sentiments. So I have a couple of pieces here. This little one that's going to go inside, and then a long strip bringing out one of the colors from my paper, which is Wild Wheat, and that's going to go across the front of the card. And then when it gets closed, you can still read the sentiment. So if you want to be able to read the sentiment from the outside when the card is closed, make sure that you put it in whatever size this piece is, right? Make sure you stamp off to this side so that it's not partially covered. That's so annoying to me when a sentiment gets partially covered up because it makes it really hard to read. So again, these sentiments are from Beside Me. Let's see how straight I can stamp this. Hey, not too bad. All right. That one says grateful for you all year long. And this one says celebrating you today. So it's like Father's Day or maybe a birthday or retirement, hey? And so those are really good sentiments for lots of occasions, and of course not specific to men, although it has a fun kind of masculine feel to it. Kind of a typewriter type feel. So there's our inside sentiment and our outside one. So again, when you're gluing that down, you can put that anywhere where it makes sense with your paper. Mine makes more sense towards the bottom. Just play with it till you feel like you've got where it needs to go. And again, that color is Wild Wheat. The card base that I used is Boho Blue. The ink is Mossy Meadow. See how good that goes with those watercolor little trees. And then there's a little bit of actually gorgeous grape in there too, but it's such a subtle accent that I think this is better off being yellow rather than the purple. And we've got some jewelry for our card. Here I've added some of the new texture dots. And that will just draw the eye down to where the card opens. So it plays a dual role here, and I just lined up 3. It plays the dual role of bringing the eye down to the sentiment and then also showing you where to open the card. Fun, huh? There's one other thing that I added, and I'm not sure I liked it on this one, but maybe if I was even more careful this time, maybe it'll go better. So I've got one of our blender brushes, and I'm taking the Boho Blue. I'm going to get a little ink on my glass mat here so I can rub it and get really subtle with it. And then just, oh, yeah, not subtle enough. Just going to add a little color. Again, to soften things up, to kind of fill that empty space. I'm just going to add a little up here. There we go. That's a little more subtle. Remember, you can always put more ink on, but you can't take it off once it's on. So that one's just a little thicker down there. Let's see if we can make it better or worse. What do you bet? What do you bet? Oh, I'm making it worse. All right. There we go. It's passable, but if I had it to do over again, I'd leave it off. This one's better. Who knew? Well, you know, 20 years I've been at this, I said, yeah, this is for professionals, right? I guess I'm not a pro yet. All right, there is the easy add-on fancy fold. I hope you enjoyed looking at that. And remember, you're welcome to ask for a catalog anytime. And this will be on my blog soon, embellishwithlyssa.com, which I'm trying to find my paper for. Oh, here it is. There it is. Yes, so Stampin' Up! Available at lyssa.stampinup.net. And more ideas at embellishwithlyssa.com. And let me know if I can help you with anything regarding Stampin' Up! Joining the team. I'd love to have you on my team. Or just being a happy customer is great too. We need those too. So thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time.